All right, thanks for tuning in, keeping the promise of Sunday and Wednesday. Did I promise anybody? I don't think I promised anybody. But today's Sunday, and looking at the news, there's 9.8 million people right now that have the flu in America. 9.8 million people. 4,800 have died. I've been sick for a week, but you see, I don't get the flu. I get bronchitis, I get pneumonia, I get sepsis. I just don't get the flu. And the reason I don't get the flu is because I don't get the Fugazi shot. All right, in case you're wondering what this is Take the Pizza, the Half-Ass Podcast. I'm Mike, your host. Mike on the mic. Maybe that's what I'll start using now. But yeah, this is the Half-Ass Podcast. It's clearly not a podcast because I don't want to sit here and do 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, talk about a bunch of nothing. But anyway, let's get on. See, I do news to amuse. So like right now, there was 2 coyotes attacks over in Chicago. A 5-year-old boy was bit multiple times at a park, and then later that night, a 32-year-old guy was bit in the ass by a coyote, and they caught the coyote, and the coyote said he's not talking till he gets his lawyer. Yeah, I don't think that was a good joke. It's like on a scale of 1 to 5, that was like a 2, maybe a 1. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. News to amuse, you know. And the U.S. Mint is releasing a new quarter that's going to have bats, Samoan fruit bats on one side. And so they're releasing it in February. So I'm going to put this out there right now to all my fans out there. If you give me 12 of these quarters with the bat on the one side, I'll give you $1. That sounds like a good deal for me. In California, a homeless guy tried to kidnap a 6-year-old girl at a pizza place, but 2 guys stopped that shit from happening. The '68 Mustang from the movie Bullet was sold at the Kissimmee Mecum auction for $3.4 million. It's a '68 Mustang GT. I think they obviously overpaid for it. First of all, it's not even in mint condition. It doesn't have power steering, doesn't have power windows, doesn't even have air conditioning. $3.4 million for basically a wrecked movie car that 80% of the population hasn't even seen the movie Bullet. I mean, what year did this movie come out? Anyway, if you don't know, it was a movie that had a police chase for like 10 minutes. You know, $3.4 million for a car that has a dent in the fender and gets 6 miles a gallon. I mean, it doesn't have backup cameras, nothing. It's got nothing. It doesn't even have a tape deck. It just got an AM radio. Probably doesn't even have a radio because like, what are we going to put a radio in this car for if we're only going to film a 10-minute chase scene? You don't need to be listening to the radio when you got to be driving, high speeds around turns and corners. And that's probably the same thing. So let me look that up. The difference between a corner and a turn. Yeah, they're the same thing. Yep. Since we're on the car subject, let's talk about there's some good news for your Toyota super fans. So Toyota's going to start making parts for the 1986 to 2003 Toyota Supras. All right, so now if you buy one of these, 2000 Toyota Supras for $100,000, you can now get parts made by Toyota. You don't have to get Chinese parts, and you got to put them on backwards so they actually fit. And they said they just came out because it's a new year that they released the 2019 auto sales were down for the 2nd year in a row. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's real easy to fix. I mean, the auto industry is like, oh no, what's going on? We can't sell a lot of cars. It's real simple. Lower your prices. All right, on Friday, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 29,000 points for the first time. I remember in February 1995, the Dow closed at 4,000. And that was, that was a big thing back then because I had stocks. 29,000 points is not a big thing to me because I don't have any stocks. So that's the difference right there. But I just saw a news flash right now. The New Jersey Devils has fired their general manager 90 minutes before the game started. So I'm just going to put this out there. If you need a general manager, I am available. I have won 17 Stanley Cups on NHL, EA Sports, on the Xbox One. So I got experience right there. You can tell I got experience. So if you need a general manager, I'll just general manage from here, my house. I don't need to fly to New Jersey to do this. All you got to say is get out there and win the game. And if you don't win, we'll find other people that'll win the game. That's the way it is. It's real easy. All right, so now that's the show for today. I'll be back Wednesday because I'm going to be doing Sundays and Wednesdays. All right, so make a note of that. Thanks for watching. You probably didn't make it this far through the video, but I did.